This is Jujuverse, where we don't follow the hype, we break it down. And today I'm not talking about just one player, I'm breaking down 8 draft prospects who are shaping the future of the league, whether people are ready to admit it or not. Because every year the draft isn't just about talent, it's about who teams believe in and who they completely miss out on. Let's start with a quarterback most people aren't talking about enough. Fernando Mendoza's numbers doesn't jump off the screen if you're just skimming box scores, but when you actually look deeper, you see efficiency. At Cal, Mendoza consistently completed passes at a high rate, limited turnovers, and showed real growth year over year. He wasn't padding stats in the gimmick offense, he was asked to read defenses, adjust protections, and throw with anticipation. What stands out is how often Mendoza makes the correct play, not the flashy one. He takes what the defense gives him, keeps the offense on schedule, and understands situational football, third downs, red zone, and a 2-minute drill. From a character standpoint, coaches rave about his preparation. He's a film junkie and a quiet leader, the type of quarterback teammates trust because he's steady, not emotional, and not rattled. In the NFL, Mendoza projects as a developmental starter. He's not going to save a broken franchise overnight, but put him behind a competent offensive line with a smart play caller, and he gives you stability, which is something a lot of teams don't have. Next, we're going to talk about a man above men, Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs' production matches the tape, and I can promise you that. As a safety, he consistently filled the stat sheet, tackles, pass breakups, interceptions, but the numbers only tell part of the story. Downs is always around the ball because he sees the game faster than most players on the field. He rarely takes false steps, his angles are clean, and when he arrives, he finishes. Downs also brings positional versatility. He's comfortable playing deep, rotating down to the box, or covering tight ends and slot receivers. That flexibility alone makes defensive coordinators salivate. Leadership-wise, Downs is already calling coverages and making adjustments pre-snap. That's rare for a college defensive back. At the next level, he's a day one starter. No red shirt, no learning curve, just plug and play impact. Next, we're talking about Dante Moore. Dante Moore's career so far has been a lesson in patience and perspective. And when you're talking stats, Moore's early numbers showed flashes and flaws. As a young quarterback, he experienced what most highly touted recruits do. Growing pains, completion percentage swings, turnovers that come from trying to do too much, and moments where the game speed up. But here's the part that matters the most. Moore never folds. At Oregon, he's in a system designed to maximize quarterback efficiency, spacing, timing, and rhythm. Also, Moore's arm talent has never been the question. He throws the ball with velocity, can attack the deep middle of the field, and has the confidence to attempt NFL level throws. What's improved is his decision making. He's learning when to take the check down, when to throw it away, and when to trust the structure of the offense. Character-wise, Moore has handled criticism well. No finger pointing, no excuses. He embraced coaching and reset his development. In the NFL, Dante Moore projects as a high upside quarterback whose ceiling depends on continued growth. If the processing catches up fully to the arm talent, you're talking about a legitimate franchise quarterback here, I promise. Next, we're going to talk about Ruben Bain Jr. Bain plays defense like you just tried him and his entire bloodline, I promise. His production jumps off the stat sheet. Tackles for loss, pressures, sacks, especially for someone who's made an immediate impact early in his college career. Bain wins with power first. He converts speed to strength, collapses pockets, and forces quarterbacks off their spots. Offensive linemen can never get comfortable against him. What separates Bain is effort. Even when the initial rush doesn't win, he keeps working, chasing plays down from the backside. From a character standpoint, Bain brings intensity and leadership. He sets the tone physically and defenses feed off that energy. In the NFL, Bain projects as a disruptive defensive edge defender who may not always lead the league in sacks, but absolutely changes how the offenses operate. For our next player on this list, we're talking about defensive lineman Peter Woods. He's what happens when elite athleticism meets interior power. Statistically speaking, Woods doesn't always show up in box scores the way edge rushers do, but his impact is undeniable. He eats space, commands double teams, and frees up everybody around him. Peter Woods was one of those prospects that scouts talked about in quiet tones, because if you really understand football, you already know what time it is. Coming out of high school, Woods wasn't just a 5-star, he was the 5-star, a defensive lineman who moved like a linebacker, carried his weight like a nose tackle, and hit like he was mad at the ground. At Clemson, they did not just play Peter Woods, they moved him everywhere. Edge, interior, 5-tech, 3-tech, and that versatility, that's not a gimmick. That's NFL currency. Woods has the kind of first step that makes guards panic before the snap. He fires off the ball low, violent, and balanced. And once he gets his hands on the inside, man, it's over with. Like, yo, linemen really don't recover from that. And what separates Peter Woods isn't just his power, it's his control. He doesn't rush wild, he reads leverage, he stacks and sheds, he knows when to disengage. That's veteran stuff, and he's still young. And the scary part, he's not even close to his final form. As his pass rush plan develops and Clemson continues to unleash him, Peter Woods projects as the type defensive lineman who doesn't just rack up stats, he changes how offenses call plays. That's first round DNA. Coming out of Arizona State, we have Jordan Tyson. Tyson is just one of those most dangerous kinds of prospects you could find in the draft. Why? Because he's the one that nobody talks about until it's too late. At Arizona State, Tyson became the whole offense, not because he was force-fed targets, but because he earned them. His route running is surgical. Every step he takes has intent. Every cut is sharp, sudden, and violent. He understands leverage like a pro, he knows when to sit in zones, he knows how to stem corners in the losing position, and once he gets the ball in his hands, different gear. Tyson isn't just fast, he's smooth fast, the kind of speed that sneaks up on defenders. You think you got the angle and suddenly, he's gone. What NFL scouts also love is his reliability. He wins short, he wins intermediate, he tracks the ball naturally downfield, he doesn't panic in traffic. Like Jordan Tyson just screams a quarterback's best friend. He's a day one contributor type guy, he has high end receiver 2 upside, and if he lands with the right quarterback, don't be surprised if he becomes one of the steals of the entire draft. Coming out of OSU, we got Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate really might be one of the most polished wide receivers on the list, and he's barely scratched the surface in my opinion. At Ohio State, he's surrounded by elite talent, but Tate still found ways to stand out. His routes are clean, his releases are patient, he doesn't rush, he sets up defenders like chess pieces. Like press coverage, beats it with footwork. Off coverage, he eats cushions alive. And Tate also has elite body control, strong hands, and an advanced understanding of timing. He knows when to throttle down, he knows when to work back to the quarterback. Those are traits that translate immediately to NFL Sundays. He's not flashy, he's not loud, he's just always open. Also, NFL teams love that. Carnell Tate is the type of receiver who won't dominate headlines, but will dominate third downs, red zone snaps, and trust levels with quarterbacks. That's how great careers are built. Coming out of Notre Dame, we have Jeremiah Love, and he's a modern NFL running back in his purest form. At Notre Dame, Love showed elite burst, instant acceleration, and the kind of vision that separates good backs from game changers. He presses the hole, waits for daylight, and then he explodes. One cut and the man is gone. But what makes Love special is his balance. Arm tackles don't work on a man, poor angles get you punished, and when he reaches the second level, linebackers really gotta make a business decision. And then you factor in his receiving ability, and suddenly you're talking about a 3-down back and an era where those are becoming rare. Like really, just look at the numbers. And then Love just doesn't fit offenses, he elevates every offense. Any offense you put him in, the whole scheme will just... That's a story for another day, but put him in space, put him in motion, and just let him work. NFL teams that are looking for juice in the backfield, I promise you Jeremiah Love is your answer. Every year the draft gives us stars we expect, and legends we don't. Some of these names will be forgotten by casual fans, some will be debated endlessly on draft night, but a few will look back years from now and make people ask one question: how did everybody miss this? Because the NFL draft isn't just about talent, it's about timing, opportunity, and belief. And for these prospects, their time is coming. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and let me know which prospects you want next, because the future of the league is already here, bro, I swear.